funny. Like, I think I was the only one laughing at the jokes, and they just like weren't hitting. I'm like, oh, well, that's how comedians feel.
Oh, 100%. Like it's such a vulnerable thing to go in and just like do something completely like cringy. Like that's one of the things we refer to as cringe mountain. Like if you're willing to climb cringe mountain, you're going to find people just like yourself. It's just sometimes takes a long time to find that group of people. So you have to experience a lot of like really bad shots before you like hit a big one.
100%. I think also too, like specifically with sports people trying to make funny skits, it's like if you don't watch sports as diligently as other people, like the joke would just go right over your head. You'd have like no idea what they were talking about.
Oh, for sure. It's so niche. But yeah, no, they are fun when they actually do hit. I used to love making skits. That was like my number one thing. I actually started making skits back in 2020, and I only made baseball skits for probably a year before I started doing instructional stuff.
What type of skits would you do? Like POV, you're a pitcher, like stuff like that?
No, those are more recent. So I do sometimes I'll do POV second baseman, and I'll like use my camera phone, and the POV of a second baseman or of a pitcher's up here, and then second baseman's like way down here. And sometimes I'll like go from the ground upside down. Oh, those are so much fun. But
That's
um
good.
yeah, no, they used to be more like POV, like life of a minor league pitcher. And then it
Ooh,
would be like I would have a couple different characters. Like I'd have the coach not playing me walking people, or like a fan like asking for autographs, and then me like saying like I'll give you a baseball if you can make quarters into like a cup. And so it'd be just like quarters raining down on me while I'm like collecting quarters because I don't make money.
oh my
So
God.
yeah, just like small stuff like that. But those did really good.
Yeah, just like any jokes about the minor leagues, I'm sure a lot of guys will appreciate that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh man, I got to make more skits, especially
Yeah,
now that
I want to see
I think
maybe
we're
get
getting
your daughter
Austin
in
on
them.
today. Oh, dude, I'm for sure getting my daughter in on some skits. Maybe Austin too, though. I think making some skits with Austin would be a ton of fun.
Yeah, you could do a great collab. We're going to talk to Austin in a little bit. There was something very top of mind yesterday. Paul Skeens was throwing a no hitter through the seventh inning. He was at 100 pitches. They ended up pulling him. What did you think of that? Should they have kept him out there? Because there's been a lot of mixed emotions about that on Twitter, social media.
Yeah, I mean, especially with his history of going 150 plus pitches, like
Yeah.
not recommend. If you're a younger athlete watching this and you're trying to figure out any excuse to throw over 100 pitches in a game, don't do it. It's not good for you. But um yeah, I mean, they're just thinking long term. I think that's a big brain on the manager's side. Like they're trying to keep Paul around for 10 plus years. They're not trying to burn him out in year one. So I highly respect it, and the fact that he's taking it like a champ too, and he's just like another day at the office, just shows how professional he is because he's in it for the long haul also.
Oh my gosh,
So
he's been spectacular. So well deserved All-Star. I saw a lot of people saying that other pitchers deserved it over him. He was in I read a stat yesterday. He was in a category like the only other pitcher to have like two consecutive outings, like not allowing a run or a hit, was him and Nolan Ryan ever. Like
yeah,
in their first career year. I'm like, just to be compared to Nolan Ryan is insane.
yeah. So there was another stat. I think it was like right in conjunction with that. There was a Nolan Ryan, Max Scherzer, and oh shoot, who was the last one? It was Justin Verlander.
Reminder.
So
Yeah.
no hitters with 10 plus Ks. Like I think Paul Skeens is number 4. So that's crazy, man. Those names are bringing it back, and those names are absolutely goated. So he's in with the elites right now. It's so cool.
100%. You're the manager. I want you to put Lavello's cap on because he'll be coaching the NL for the All-Star game. Are you starting Paul Skeens, or do you think somebody else should get the ball?
Oh man, I saw Dan Plesac kind of said it. It's just a no brainer. Like you got to put him in there. He's the like next to Otani. He's the biggest hype in baseball right now. MLB is completely glazing on him. Like you just gotta put him in there. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if they put someone else in who has a few more years under their belt. But I think he deserves it. I think he's definitely had a great showing so far, and it makes sense with where he's at and everything.
100%. Especially like obviously he doesn't have as many innings as the other pitchers that started in April, but since his debut, he has been the best pitcher in baseball. like you said, I think it's a no-brainer. And I don't really think anyone would argue with that. I understand Wheeler and Suarez are also have also been fantastic, Chris Sale, but I think, again, no-brainer, give it to Paul Skeens.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's making history left and right just being there, and I think being one of the guys to start would like even set some more records and go down in history books. It's kind of like it's one of those waves. You got to kind of ride the wave, and you see history in the making. You got to run with it.
100%. I want to talk about the new home run derby format. I don't know if you saw it yet, but I actually made an entire video on it so I could break it down if you need to.
Oh,
I
please
think it's
do.
genius. So basically, you know how last time you do like the bracket style, like one would go against four?
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
all eight hitters are going, and then whoever hits the most home runs in the first round advances. I feel like that makes
So
why has it not always been that?
I feel like I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in the past, like the bracket format kind of allowed for athletes who were like maybe burning out in the first round or something. It kind of gave them a little more of a pace to kind of recoup and stuff. But I feel like now it's like there's just so many swings taking place in that first round. So it's going to be interesting to see if guys last as long as they normally do. But
100%. And I think it'll definitely be more like efficient from the pitchers and the hitters perspective because the first round is 3 minutes or 40 pitches. So I'm sitting there, I'm going, if I'm a batter and my BP guy just throws like 12 balls in a row, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
yeah, I think it was I wanna say it was way back in the day, but maybe it was Bryce Harper, but his dad just, like, threw cutters all the time, and that, like, freaked me out, but then I was like, "Wait, his dad's been throwing cutters to him his whole life, so
Yeah.
I guess he's used to it," but I would be so pissed if I was a hitter in a big scene like that, and then my pitcher's throwing me cutters and sawing off my bat, but
100%. That was
yeah.
Pete Alonso last year. It was the same thing. The guy could not throw a strike and he's bringing him back again. I'm like, Pete, what are you doing? You're setting yourself up for failure.
That's absolute loyalty, though, and hopefully they've been practicing all year and getting their reps in because that's got to be miserable if you're in that scene and you're just like having to wait for your pitcher to just put something down the middle.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, catchers make the best BP throwers out there.
Really?
It's oh yeah, 100%. Like for some reason, it's something about the backspin or something, but they throw immaculate BP. Guys like myself who've made a career out of throwing sinkers down and away to pitchers, like or to hitters, like we just suck at throwing BP because it's like a travesty if we give up a line drive in the gap. So just in the back of our head, we're like, no, this guy is not getting a hit.
That's crazy. Wait, yeah. I would always presume that pitchers would make the best BP guys. But I
We
guess
yeah,
no.
no, we make a career of making people not hit the ball or making
That's
them
fair.
hit weak contact. So we try to stay out of certain or areas of the zone, and that's kind of where you want it. Um, if you're a BP guy, you want to put it in those red spots.
100%. I think next to, like competing in the World Series, NBA Finals, like any competition like that, I think the hardest thing is throwing BP in the home run derby.
Mm.
I can't even imagine trying to throw 100 strikes in a row. I think that would just blow my mind.
Yeah, I mean, 100 strikes in a row is crazy, but like 4 hours of just BP in general. Like those
Those guys.
guys have absolute noodle arms. It's crazy that they're able to just throw long toss or throw batting practice all the time in general. So like to be able to throw 100 strikes, they get so many reps every single day and then they have to do it every day. Like I have so much respect for guys that throw BP. It's crazy.
100%. What did you think about the All-Star jerseys this year? I kind of liked them.
O Okay, so I love the All-Star jerseys, but,
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan of, like, the old school way of doing things, and, like, where everyone wears their own jersey, and you got guys, like, side by side, like, one in a Yankee uniform, one in a Red Sox uniform, and that they're rivals, but they're hanging out for that one event, and I kinda like that old school vibe, and I wish they would bring it back. So, no hate on the jerseys, but I love the old school vibe. I hope that's in the forecast for future seasons.
I 100% agree. And I think to your point, it is such like a camaraderie, nice event for all of them to play together. Like Jaron Duran on the broadcast last week said, "I just can't wait to stand next to Aaron Judge. Like I heard he's so tall." I'm
Mhm.
like that's what it's all about, and it'd be really cool if it's like Jaron Duran in a Red Sox jersey, like dapping up Aaron Judge in his Yankee one for the All-Star game.
Exactly. I still want to see Altuve and Aaron Judge next to each other again. The iconic picture of Altuve standing on second base and Aaron Judge still towering over him is the number one motivator for my POV content where I'm like filming from the ground. We got to put up one of my POVs in this broadcast because it's hilarious. We'll do it sometime, but yeah, I got a pretty good one. I'll share it with you at some point. But that was
100%.
100% inspired by Altuve.
That's so good. I love that. That's such an iconic picture. I think we're going to bring in Austin now. I'm very excited to hear him, hear about more skits. We were just talking about skits the entire start of the show.
Can you
Oh
hear
my
me?
god,
Yes. Hey, Austin, what's
Austin,
going on?
How's it going? Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
thanks for coming on.
seriously, man, thanks for coming on.
Awesome.
We actually
Dude,
started the show talking about skits and comedy. How did you start that? Your content is hilarious.
Oh, thank you. It's been a long journey. I started strictly just doing like TikTok in like late 2020, 2021. And it was like Bobby was saying, I was just doing like instructional stuff, drills, just mindset, pretty much all the best knowledge that I've learned from other coaches. I was just posting that throughout my college career and pro career. And then really just this year in 2024, everything you see on Instagram is really just been this year. So it's been an insane kind of run that I've had, and it's a lot's been happening. So I've been enjoying it a lot. So it's been really fulfilling and fun. So I think that I'm just trying to keep the main thing, just enjoy it and try to make people laugh. So
mm. Dude, I love what you just said there. Keeping the main thing the main thing. That was kind of my exact approach when I was starting up in 2020, and I kind of saw it from like, I don't know, wearing multiple hats or being multiple characters and like having my own little show. And my main thing that became the main thing was the instructor, but I definitely was like hoping that the entertainer would be the guy that took off. But for you, man, you're the guy that um, gets invited out to PG events and gets to just make those guys look like idiots, man. I loved that content. That
thank
was
you,
so much
man.
fun.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Like I said, the opportunities I've been getting, the stuff that's been popping up, it's kind of what the kind of the avenue I want to keep getting into, and kind of going all over the places, meeting people and collabing with people. So it's been really fun. I'm excited for the future, man.
Yeah. Share with me your favorite moment in the PG event.
Oh man, probably definitely the video you saw of me at shortstop. I had that video in mind going into it. I wasn't sure if they're going to let me do it because it was a PG national event. There's a lot of scouts there. Didn't want to be a distraction to all the players because obviously it was a big deal to them. I remember being in that spot. But I was super nervous when I got there to do it, and then we were kind of sitting around for a couple hours watching the games and stuff. And about after like 4 or 5 hours, like, all right, let's like get this in because like I'm tired of waiting around and doing it. And it turned out better than expected, and obviously did well. People enjoyed it a lot, so that it was really fun. So,
Bro, how many rows up did that ball go?
it was in the second deck. I was trying to get it in the third deck, so I was pretty disappointed in myself. But I started getting nervous because like the whole like four new teams were coming in to do like their 60s, BPs, and everything. So like a bunch of parents and people were like starting to fill in like on that first base side. So I started getting nervous. I was like, I really got to throw this thing up there because I don't want it to bounce and hit anybody. And people also didn't realize how many people were in the stands. There were probably like 2,000 or 3,000 people like behind home plate just watching. So I wish we'd be able to got that on video, but like I said, it turned out better than expected. So.
Bro, that throw, as soon as you sent it, I'm like, I know what you're going for, and I freaking love it, and I'm all about every minute of it.
Yeah.
Almost as much as I was into the water bag throw with the other video, man. Like that water bag throw was iconic.
Oh yeah, I mean, shout out to Cole. Cole was on it. It was awesome. We were just in the bullpen, and like there's these high school kids in there, and they're just like going through their routines. And we're trying to like let them throw, but also like get a video out of it. And they're like, "Can I use this water bag? Like, is this yours?" And they're like, "I don't know who that is." Like, all right, we're gonna throw this, and they're throwing a bunch of. It's like a war zone in there, and these kids are like the biggest stage of their life, trying to get recruited and get drafted. I'm just in there messing around, so I kind of felt bad, but a few of them were fans of the videos, so they wanted to hop in. So, but it was just an awesome experience.
How's your UCL after that?
Oh, it feels great, man. I feel awesome.
Bro, I read one of your comments. You're like, bro, I already tore my UCL. I can't tear it again.
Yeah, if you already tear it, you can't tear it again. So, but no, UCL is intact. The video I posted the other day where I was doing like pitcher celebrations, I probably threw like 30 pitches. And I woke up the next day and I was just like, dang, I don't feel too good. So I usually just go out there and just start throwing as hard as I can. I don't do any warm-ups, anything like that. Just kind of turn the camera on and go. So, yeah, probably not the smartest thing. So for all the kids out there, make sure you warm up and take your warming up serious. So
do you plan out your scripts? Like, do you have stuff ahead of time like that you want to actually do, or do you just kind of turn the camera on and say, all right, let's go?
yeah, I mean, I just have like my notes section is full of ideas. And then I'll have like maybe 2 or 3 sentences that I for sure want to say that I'm like, this will be hilarious. But yeah, I'm very just kind of on the fly, go with the flow. It's kind of what it's pretty, my process is kind of insane. Like if people saw what I do, they'd be like, dude, like, how do you even make these videos? And I've been getting a lot of comments recently. People are like, I can't imagine people that like are driving by or walking by. And I'm like, yeah, man, I probably look insane. I'm just out there alone. It's awesome, man. So,
dude, the what was it? The pre-workout powder shot, bro. Was that gag reflex like a legitimate thing that you didn't plan on doing, or did you force that?
no, I planned on doing it. It was kind of a little bit of acting. It wasn't that bad. I just was
Oh,
trying
okay.
to get the video, but instantly, yeah. Once I did that bit, I went to the bathroom, instantly washed it out because I'd have been tweaking, I'd have been scratching it everywhere and stuff. But yeah, it was a good little. That was something I wanted to do in the video.
That's awesome, man.
Do you have like a dream person you want to collab with?
Oh man, I mean Nicky Cass is obviously like as a creator, he's hilarious. I've talked to him a little bit. He's a great guy. I think as far as like my favorite baseball player is Bryce Harper. So I've seen he's been posting TikToks and stuff.
He has.
So I was like, that would be awesome to do something with him. So we'll see what the future holds.
I think out of all players, Bryce would be the one to like 100% do it. His TikTok is so funny too. He like turned off the comments. His bios has like his wife, his kid's name, and just says Philly, and he's just doing like the college filters. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, he just seems like a bro. So I feel like he'd just be down to do whatever. So
yeah,
bro. Anyone who's willing to go like ask someone to prom for someone is willing to do anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like the best wingman, just one of the bros that you like. I think he would just be perfect. So
yeah, you're gonna have to get the Bryce Harper flow going though. You may have to change it up a little bit.
Gotta go in a little bit. So hopefully he sees this and we can get that going. So
dude, we're gonna have to talk to Donovan and see if there's anything that Baseballer can do to help.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Do you got anything exciting in the future that you're wanting to shout out right now for viewers to kind of know more about?
Yeah, I got some exciting things coming up. I'm going to it's like the softball Little League World Series in Greenville, North Carolina here in a few weeks. So I'm going to be at that with Uncrustables. So that's fun. So that's really the one thing I have. I'm hoping to do like some more perfect game stuff. I had an absolute blast with those guys. They were really fun to work with, and they're already talking about coming out to the 12U, 14U. Hopefully the All-American game. That'd be fun. We're trying to do stuff with Eric Sim and try to get me and him to like coach one of the teams or something. So I think that'd be really fun. Be good content. So, but yeah, the League World Series is the nearest thing in the future. So I'm excited for that.
Very serious question here. And this might cause a ton of controversy. So, what is your favorite flavor of Uncrustables?
Ooh, good one.
Oh man, that is good. I mean, obviously the OG, just PB&J is awesome, but I'm a big fan of the strawberry as well. I feel like the minor league locker rooms that they all like the strawberry is always in there for some reason.
That's big. The
That's
only
always
reason
the go-to.
No,
if
the
it's
only reason it's in there
but
is because it's the only one left, bro. Like everyone crushes the purple.
hey, I crush him though, so I don't know. They're good.
That's hilarious. That's such a off the wall brand opportunity. I've never heard of
Yeah.
anyone doing a Uncrustables commercial, so that's lit.
It fired me up, so I'm excited to work with them. So it'll be fun.
That's super cool, man. Congrats.
Thank you, man.
That's awesome. Austin, thank you so much for coming on. Absolute best of luck. Please, we want to have you on again after the Uncrustable commercial to recap
Okay.
it.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. This is a blast. So I'd love to come back on again, and I appreciate your time. So
For sure, Austin, man. Pleasure meeting you, buddy.
nice to meet you guys too. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Later, dude.
He was great.
Dude, all right. So that guy, 100%, like not what I was expecting, but at the exact same time, like everything I was expecting. He did not disappoint at all. I love that guy.
Oh, he's hysterical. He was awesome.
Yeah, and like super humble. Like that guy, like absolutely has a massive following. His engagement is like through the roof. Like I'm part of a group that like tracks other creators, and we just kind of like um analyze and see kind of who does well and like why they do well and stuff. Like he checks off every single box, and I it sounds like a lot of it's calculated, but at the same time, I think he's just naturally gifted at this stuff. So that's super cool, and he's really down to earth. Like he said with Bryce Harper, he's definitely one of the bros that would be fun to hang out with.
Oh, 100%. It's a really good personality for baseball too, because I feel like we don't see as much of them. So it's cool, like the former guys like coming out and making content, you know?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I see him pop up on Baseballism's page all the time. So I rep Baseballism also. So getting to see his face on there all the time is like, man, that's freaking cool. I love seeing his stuff.
That's awesome. There's only like a few viral moments this week. There was a pretty big one with Joe Ryan on the Twins, if we want to watch it down. So he was in the dugout and had to apply some baby powder, but let's just take a quick look at this. I don't know why people were freaking out about this. I think this is like very common for athletes. They just caught, it's also because it's like Joe Ryan out of all people.
Well, all right. So what people don't understand is I'm kind of breaching a little bit of confidentiality here, but in every single locker room, there is like a gold bond station. Like this is very, very common knowledge. So I didn't even laugh at it the first time through. And then I realized like, oh yeah, like normal people don't see this. So
Yeah.
like that is so normal. And to be honest, like that was very G rated compared to how it normally is. Like, cause you kind of have to like get under and like shoot it back up sometimes. So
Yeah.
like the fact that he just did a quick pour, it was just a reapplication, like standard. And the fact that it was regular baby powder was kind of weird. I'm used to Gold Bond. Like the green is the extra, like it's a little more intense. So on like a really hot day, like that's the flavor, that's the color you go with.
Yeah.
And yeah, standard baby powder was a little bit weird for me.
A little bizarre, but
Yeah.
it was funny. It was a cute moment caught on camera.
Oh yeah, 100%. I know he's looking at that and he's like, "What am I doing? This was not supposed to be seen."
100%.
That's awesome though.
Last thing, because we didn't get to talk about this last week, and I want to hear Bobby's story. So you saw Justin Steele throwing a fit in the Cubs dugout, and same thing happened with the Yankees. Marcus Stroman kind of got in Glaber saying you should be more intense on the field. And I was like, I think pitchers are a little bit of prima donnas. I really, really do. And Bobby, our pitching expert, I want to hear your take on this, and if you've ever called out a position player for making an error.
Yeah, I have. I'll admit it. We're starting to learn as we evolve in this show that I'm not as nice on the field as I am off the field. So, yeah, I've definitely had my heated moments for sure. But I was actually very impressed with how Marcus Stroman like replied to this, because he was getting some hate in the comments for being a prima donna, but he kind of said it perfectly. And I wish I had the quote in front of me, but he said something along the lines of like, hey, like this is the nature of being a competitor. Like we get very heated in the moment, and there's kind of a mutual understanding that like once the game's over, like we're still bros, and there's no like animosity towards either of us, and we're good. So like I really respect that, because from my perspective, like I love seeing athletes just exude passion in the moment, because that just tells you they're in the game and they're wanting to be a competitor. So Justin Steele, like screaming it out in the dugout, like, yeah, maybe prima donna to some people, but to me, I'm like, that's a competitor. That's someone I want on my team. That's definitely someone who I would be uncomfortable facing if I was on the other team. So yeah, but the way he did it, like I would have been a little bit fearful for my life, and I would have been like very scared to be around him if there was a bat anywhere near, because I'm sure he was about to like take out some type of phone or a water bottle or something. That guy looked like he was ready to go hands with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, my experiences, yeah, I've definitely thrashed a couple lockers. I've
Some
yeah,
water coolers? Any smashing
mm,
of the water
you know,
coolers?
I never really did it in public.
Okay.
I would like hold my composure. I'd be that psychopath. Like Austin had this skit about pitchers who the way they react to things, and some of them are just like bipolar, where where they're just like screaming, and then the next moment they're like, "Hey, you good, bro?" Like, we're good, we're good. Like that was me.
Yeah.
So I resonated with that one. But yeah, like I would hold my composure. I wouldn't throw my glove. I'd set my glove down all nice, and then I'd go into like under the stadium into the locker room and just go hands. I put a couple holes in a couple walls. My idiot self, I'm surprised I didn't break a fist. But yeah, there were some moments where I got pulled from some tough situations, and I thought I should have been in there still, or moments where I just was completely upset with myself. But yeah, I mean, they happen. It's part of putting it all out there and throwing in front of 5,000-6,000 fans, and not performing. Like the pressure I always put on myself is like, man, these fans are paying like $10 per ticket at the least, and they're coming to watch me walk three guys. Like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
I saw this stat that we put out, and it was something about Greg Maddux. So this is kind of my persona, and this is Net Elite Baseball. They put this stat out, but it says Greg Maddux faced 20,421 batters in his career, and only 310 ever saw a 3-0 count. So like that was kind of the standard I always had on myself was,
Yeah.
man, if I'm walking guys, like I'm not giving my defense the opportunity to do their job. So anytime I'd overly walk guys, I'd just throw a freaking fit in the locker and just thrash things, which like I broke a few stools. I definitely broke a few coat hangers, definitely snapped off a ton of different broomsticks. Like it's just, yeah, not fun. I was a little crybaby in the locker room.
No crybaby. I think it's different though when you're like getting really angry about yourself compared to
Mhm.
like when you're angry with your teammates.
Mhm.
But like to Justin Steele's point, I think that was just something that I was looking at his stats, and he picked up like his first win of the season like 2 weeks ago. So it's like this guy has one of the best ERAs in baseball. He's visibly frustrated that he doesn't even have like one win on the season. So I can understand where he was coming from.
Yeah, my dad would freaking like borderline beat me if I ever like tried to show up my teammates like that. So
Yeah.
my dad raised me a little different like that, but I totally understand frustrations. I've had a lot of errors behind me in high school and in college, and um, I was a contact pitcher, so I always put the ball in play, and so more opportunities for success also comes with more opportunities for failure. So a lot of errors were taking place. So I definitely resonate with him. I probably was feeling the things that he was saying. So you could argue that Justin Steele is just more of a real individual than myself. I would just kind of be angry and be passive aggressive, and he's just aggressive. But yeah, I respect him. And to be honest, like his teammates probably were like, oh, man, you're right. We've got to get more wins for you. So it was probably a perfectly timed up shout out.
100%. Last thing. Who do you think is going to win the AL or the NL for the All-Star game?
Man,
It's tough.
I know it is tough. You want to see Skeen succeed, but I don't know. It's gonna be so tough, and I feel like the offense is going to be what it comes down to, because I feel like the pitching is just really good all around. So it's a coin toss. I'm just going to say AL just because, but yeah, who knows? I feel like it's anyone's game. What's your take?
I think the AL. I think their offense is just better. But I think NL might have the better pitching.
Yeah,
Although
I wish.
Skubal will start for the AL, so I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to come down to like the sixth inning or something. Like I feel like it's going to be a pitcher's duel till at least the sixth, but yeah, we'll see. I love watching those games, and I wish I had the stat in front of me to see how many times AL's won, but I feel like it's substantially more than the NL. But yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be really good, especially with who's pitching, and I'm actually really excited to see if Skeens actually gets the nod or not.
Me too. I think it's gonna be exciting. Okay, sorry. One last thing. Who do you think is gonna win the home run derby?
Oh man, you're putting the pitching guy on the spot. I don't know. I have no idea. That is one I'll never watch. And to be honest, like,
you're not gonna watch?
Why would I watch someone hitting a home run? That's my least favorite pastime in the entire world. I hate doing the freaking neck turn, break my neck, try and look to see who hits the ball. Like, no, I don't want to celebrate anything that has to do with hitters. But
that's fair. That's
no,
fair.
That, to be honest, I just don't know the entire lineup right now, so I'm an idiot right now. I didn't.
Oh no, you're fine. I just put you on the spot for fun.
No, I should know. I literally coach baseball for a living, so I've been slacking. But I'm gonna blame Nora. I'm gonna blame my daughter and say that it's all her fault. Shout out Nora. It's her 4-month birthday today. But no. I think the home run derby and the new format and everything, I honestly don't think that anyone can predict how it's going to be, because this is a new format, and I honestly think that guys are going to get tired in the first round, and it's going to affect who proceeds to those later rounds. So yeah, it could be anyone.
Yeah. My pick is Gunnar Henderson, and if it's anyone else, I will be shocked. But there are some big guys in there, like Azuda's there, Teoscar can hit, J-Ram, so we'll see. But I think the final matchup, because it's cinema, will be Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt Jr. That'd be phenomenal. Come on, that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to see that. It'd be so cool.
See, Kate, you could have started with that and gave me some information to like go off of. That was a terrible wingman moment, because I totally could have said
that.
that.
On my part.
Yeah.
I should have teed you up better than that.
Oh man, yeah, that was not cool, Kate. But I do hope that Tiskar is. I totally butchered that, but I do hope he does well. He's actually on my fantasy team, and he's been crushing it for me. So yeah, I'll root for him. That's who I got.
Love it.
Thanks
Bobby,
for being a terrible wingman.
I'm gonna be a better wingman next week. Enjoy your weekend. So much fun, and make sure to watch the home run derby on Monday night.
I'll do my best.
Bye.
Later, guys.